Have you ever heard a story that feels less like a sermon and more like a Hollywood blockbuster? That's the Book of Nahum. It's not a gentle tale. It's a cinematic declaration of war against the most terrifying city of the ancient world, Nineveh. It's a thrilling promise that absolute power, when wielded with absolute cruelty, carries the blueprint for its own destruction. Imagine the Assyrian Empire around 660 BCE. Its heart was the colossal city of Nineveh, a place known as the Lion's Den. This wasn't just a capital, it was a fortress built on plunder, human misery, and military arrogance. The Assyrians didn't just conquer, they boasted about their brutality. They flayed kings alive and stacked skulls like firewood, carving these horrors onto their temple walls for all to see. Their own king bragged that their walls, over 100 feet high and wide enough for chariots to race on, made them invincible against both God and man. The entire known world lived in fear, under the shadow of Nineveh's chilling motto, "We are eternal." But in the small kingdom of Judah, a prophet named Nahum, whose name ironically means the Comforter, received a message that must have sounded like divine madness. He declared that the lion's den would be emptied. The judgment wasn't just coming from foreign armies. It was the personal, righteous fury of God himself. The most shocking part of Nahum's prophecy is the humiliating reversal of roles he describes. It's like he's watching it unfold in real time. He cries out, the sound of a whip, the sound of rattling wheels, galloping horses, and bounding chariots. But this time, the thunderous chariots aren't Ninevites. They belong to the Medes and Babylonians, who had been waiting for centuries for this exact moment. The proud city trusted in its massive fortifications and its lifeline, the river Tigris. But the very river that was meant to sustain them turned against them. Nahum foresaw a catastrophic flood. The swelling river breached the city's defenses, perhaps undermining the very foundation of the walls and forcing the floodgates to burst open. The seemingly perfect defense was annihilated by water. And then, panic. Nineveh, the city of murderers, was paralyzed by fear. The nobles are described as stumbling around like drunkards, trying to flee. The king's palace, the ultimate symbol of their arrogance, was abandoned to the flames. The city that terrorized nations was now scrambling frantically to extinguish the fire that consumed its mighty gates. The hunter had become the prey. The city's destruction was a stunning combination of water and fire. The final act of this story is perhaps the most incredible. The total and complete erasure of Nineveh in 612 BC. The vengeful armies didn't just conquer the city, they annihilated it. They leveled it, burned it, and then the desert sand and river silt slowly buried it. The city that defined the world vanished so completely that for centuries, its location was a myth. Travelers walked right over its buried ruins, completely unaware they were standing on the dust of the most powerful city that had ever existed. This total oblivion was the final, devastating fulfillment of Nahum's word. There is no healing for your wound. Your injury is fatal. All who hear the news about you clap their hands at your downfall, for who has not felt your endless cruelty? The comfort was knowing that ultimate power doesn't belong to the strongest army or the highest walls, but to the unstoppable force of justice. This ancient story still echoes today. The spirit of Nineveh, the hubris of guaranteed invincibilities, constantly being reborn. Today's Nineveh might not be a military capital, but a corporate or ideological one. We build digital walls around data monopolies and financial empires that seem too big to fail. You see political systems or massive tech platforms operating with the same arrogance, believing their wealth or influence places them beyond any moral reckoning. The lesson of Nahum remains sharp. When any entity operates purely on self-interest, exploitation, and a certainty that it will last forever, its collapse is often triggered by an unexpected weakness like that rising river. And its downfall is almost always met with universal relief. The systems we rely on, whether a great city or a colossal industry, become incredibly fragile when they are divorced from justice. Nahum's comfort, for us, is the belief that even the most deeply entrenched and arrogant powers face an unseen, moral limit. That sudden, systemic failure of a seemingly untouchable entity is the modern-day echo of the Tigris flood that broke Nineveh's walls. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most powerful lessons.